Let's go back to Sunday morning. Your level of confidence was what?
Extremely high. Listen, I said to you, I think, I'm sure I did, that I knew they could lose. I thought it was 0% they lost to the Texans. I thought they could lose to the Bills, but I would have been shocked. And I thought they could lose to the Eagles, but I would have been shocked. What I obviously did not anticipate at all was the method in which they lost. And one of the reasons I was so confident is I had said this is a team that you can't blow out, and if it's close late, you trust Patrick. And so I didn't think the Chiefs were going to blow out Philly. I had respect for Philly, and I think they're a great roster and even better than I expected. But yeah, my confidence Sunday morning. Maybe what might be more instructive is my confidence Saturday night, Dan, when at a few Super Bowl parties, a few drinks in, every Eagles fan I saw, if they started talking to me, I'd very earnestly look them in the eye and say, I really hope tonight is one of the best nights of your life because tomorrow is going to be one of the worst.
Oh, my God.
And that didn't, it happens, I suppose.
When did you realize you were in trouble during the game?
Probably later than I should have, Dan, to be honest with you. 10-0, I felt fine. They've come back from 10-0 down in every not 10-0, but 10 down in every Super Bowl. The pick six even, obviously at that moment, I'm like, oh, you're up against it now. But I still felt, okay, get the ball, score, get the ball after half, fine. The 3 and out after the pick six, everyone points to the interception the next drive. But the 3 and out is what was, to me, really concerning because it was like, oh, they know now they've got to go and they don't have answers. So in that moment, I was like, oh, they're probably cooked. But then one of the downsides, Dan, to a long halftime, so you have enough time to walk around, and I had gosh darn it, I think addicts call it a moment of clarity. And I was like, this whole thing started down 24-0. The first Super Bowl they ever won, down 24-0, and then go on a run. And now down 24-0 with Mr. 28-3 in the booth to pull off the three-peat. I'm like, oh my, and I'm now at halftime. I spent most of the time formulating my Monday argument as to why a 24-0 comeback is so much better than a 28-3 comeback. And turns out I won't need that argument.
But how do you explain this? If somebody didn't see it, you would say, this is why it happened.
I would say the two most basic reasons are as follows. And they both oddly have a direct game corollary. And same game. Reason one, the single most, and this is not high-level analysis, but it's just a truism of football. The single most effective way to disrupt a great quarterback is if you can get constant pressure without sending extra guys. Because they're already at a numbers disadvantage. You got 5 blocking 4 and the quarterback. So if you can get pressure with those 4, your 7 get to guard their 5, right? And so that's the single best way to do it. They did it brilliantly. It was the best any team had done it in at least 15 years in a Super Bowl. More on that in a moment. And the second reason is, for the first time all year, the moment got to the team and got to Patrick. They have been like, I'm not here to make excuses. I will give context if people want to act like Patrick is the first. In fact, he just joins every other quarterback ever to have a truly brutal playoff game. But the moment got to him, it felt like. And the last time, and this is where sports are great, in my lifetime, there have only been 2 NFL games played where a team walked onto the field and knew, if we win today, we are the greatest team of all time. The 2007 Super Bowl, Patriots-Giants, and this year's Super Bowl. Now, different greatest team. '07 was going for single season, Chiefs going for the greatest, stretch. And it was the exact same blueprint in both games. Got home with 4, and one of the greatest quarterbacks we've ever seen was skittish and didn't play well. Like that is what happened. Now, that game was close, obviously. This game was not, but that defensive performance, holding that Patriots team to 14 points, it was unthinkable. They were 14-point favorites. And so we saw it, a team that all year long, the moment was never too big for them. Watching it, the first third down of the game, Dan, little easy pass, Mahomes throws it a little behind and Kelsey doesn't quite grab it. And you're like, oh, that's weird. That was an important play. It's Kelsey and it's Mahomes, and they were both a little off, and that was the story of the game.